I hate Pokemon and Dark Souls fans. See, I got you there, huh? Hey, ladies. So, one day I was chilling, having a nice, jolly good time, minding my own business, when I was suddenly, out of nowhere, subjected to a newly discovered form of medieval torture known as watching Asmongold's review of Wolong Fallen Dynasty. And then, in the midst of my confusion and vulnerability after, you know, basically being lobotomized, I acquired a taste for masochism, so I subjected myself to one of my most traumatizing childhood experiences. Watch Mojo's Pokemon vs. Yokai Watch video.
Instantly recognizable, from Charizard to Sceptile.
But that's besides the point. Today, I'm here to talk about the well-known topic of how games in a subgenre that are mainly dominated by one franchise are treated compared to that one franchise. It's the Tale as old as time, we all know this. So, with Dark Souls, you have, Neo, Mortal Shell, Lords of the Fallen, The Surge, Hollow Knight, apparently, and last but not least, The Legend of Zelda. And with Pokemon, you have Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, which isn't really like Pokemon, but most people don't seem to care about that. Monster Hunter Stories, Dragon Quest Monsters, or whatever it's called, and Shin Megami Tensei, which I think might be some kind of failed autocorrect of Persona, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. So first things first, we all know Dark Souls created the action RPG, Soulsborne genre, and that Pokemon was the first ever monster catcher game. That's just, basic part of history, this is shit that they teach you in school. Yeah. But what's more important to me, as the CEO and director of Studio Y, aka Y Nation, aka the motherfucker network, is delivering the truth. Like the little known fact that Megaton predates Pokemon. But don't be spreading that around too much, The government doesn't like that. And you can get more pieces of information just like that by hitting and smashing, destroying, maiming, torturing, simmering, and boiling shit and disemboweling that subscribe button. Anyways, so what's the point of this video? Basically, I'm tired of seeing people hate on Yokai Watch, guys. Please play the games. It's really good, guys, and endearing. The anime is so charming too. Come on, guys. It has soul. It has heart. It has awesome sauce. But yeah, and also the Neo franchise too, and by extension, Wolong Fallen Dynasty. I've been forced to see the most idiotic shit to ever come out of a person's mouth ever since I started liking Yokai Watch back when I was a wee little lad. And now, that shit has been expanded tenfold since the release of Wolong. Gamers want gamer games, but, I show them something real, something with soul, something that'll make you feel childlike wonder. And they start acting like I just splashed acid on their faces. Oh well. Back to playing whatever's shown to me on the PlayStation Store and the TikTok algorithm like a real gamer, I guess. To be a real gamer, you have to make the most asinine statements you can possibly think of. Like, why do bosses in Wolong attack at varying patterns, some might say. It's already hard enough to press the button, now the game is asking me to time those presses based on visual information conveyed to me by the game? Wow, a way better game like Dark Souls would never do that. Plus, we don't have that Ubisoft HUD like Wolong does, none of that damn bullshit on my screen. Get that shit out of here. And why does Yokai Watch rip off Pokemon? Like, sure, they don't have the same design conventions behind the monsters, and they also have completely different battle systems with a more engaged story and much more open world that has way more RPG elements, but like, dude, that medallion, man, like, I'm telling you, that mysteriously like a Pokédex. Like, why would they need to make something that catalogs monsters, if not to just copy off of Pokemon? Anyways, on a more serious note, I think I deserve legal compensation for the shocking amount of times I've seen Wolong be called a Chinese bootleg game. It isn't a looker by any means, but I don't think most people have even seen a real bootleg game in a long time because they're all spoiled brats. Anyways, people complain that the game is janky to play, unlike the Souls games, of course. Not to say you can't criticize the game, but I know when a piece of criticism is disingenuous. It's a special power granted to members of Y Nation. Wolong has received its fair share of criticism, but any criticism of the difficulty means nothing to me, because 9 times out of 10, it's someone who has 0 lives captured, no weapons upgraded, and the most atrocious stat distribution you have ever seen in your entire life. Also, people complain about the loot and how there's too much management, just like with Neo, even though most people that have actually played the game will tell you not to worry about anything until New Game Plus. And here's the real kicker. This is a tip straight from Studio Y. Just pick the equipment with the highest number, with respect to your equip load, of course. That's an advanced gamer tip from me. Anyways, fun fact about me is that I am actually quite fond of Yokai Watch. You know, it'd be hard to tell otherwise. So I think Yokai Watch deserves its own video on this subject. It has suffered its own tragedies and tribulations, which have provided me with an infinite, unwavering fuel of vitriol that can keep me going for life. And with that, I say goodbye.